had visited a physician to discuss hair issues, but only 32% felt that their physician understood African-American hair. What was the reason? Well, it was thought that the experts didn't understand black hair and black hairstyling practices, and that led to delays seeking help. And although there were differences between the US and the UK population, I think it's highly likely that the same issue exists here. In the UK, we're very lucky to have a world-leading dermatologist called Ophelia Dadsey, who back in 2015 published the first epidemiological study exploring hair loss in women with Afro-textured hair, a public health issue. And it found that around 50% of its sample of women of African descent experienced some form of hair loss. And that's a real shame, because black hair is the most interesting hair type. You can do the most styles with it. It changes the most on washing. And unlike other hair types, it grows up to the sky. But for historical reasons, it's not always been easy to celebrate this hair type, which is why I'm really pleased this event has been put on. So I would also, it's an honour to be on a panel amongst these other speakers, but I'd like to thank Joan, and I'd also like to thank Derek for his positive spin he put on that programme about Afro hair on Channel 4 recently. Now, my previous photograph here, the slides, but the first photograph I showed illustrated the wide range of styles that we have. And for many of us, lockdown stopped our access to hairdressers overnight. And so many people began to start wearing their hair naturally. People had been covering their hair with weaves and wigs, and they began to reach out. So it's quite interesting that this, there was a survey done by MS Hair, who are a black company based in London that specialise in camouflage hair products for hair loss. And they did a survey around whether the lockdown has changed black women's hairstyles for work. It appears so because of the 316 women that they surveyed who were black, aged between 18 and 64, 76% said that they wore more natural hairstyles during lockdown, which was actually an increase of 28% before lockdown began. But even though more were wearing natural hairstyles during the lockdown, the survey results showed an overall reduction of 4% in levels of comfort of wearing natural hairstyles for work in comparison to before lockdown. But the lockdown period made people feel braver about wearing a natural hair to work. So 59% of women said that they were more likely to wear natural hairstyles at their workplace after lockdown. So the lockdown has enabled black women to feel more confident with wearing their hair naturally. So this is the infographic. Oh, sugar. Sorry. This is the infographic that's on the MS Hair website. And what's quite interesting about it is that people have very strong feelings either way about wigs or weaves. So the wigs or weaves were actually the most preferred hairstyle for work before lockdown, at 28% hairstyle for work, at 26%, which I think gives us all the clues about how people feel about wigs and weaves. So when lockdown came, the clinic had to close, like everywhere else. And so, like many businesses, we found that you had to pivot and focus on things that I could do. So the things that I couldn't do were face-to-face treatments. I couldn't do PRP, which is a platelet-rich plasma treatment, and that's a treatment for spinning it down in the centrifuge and drawing off the platelet-rich part of the plasma, which is full of growth factors. that's actually recognised treatments to help with balding and hair shedding, as well as an autoimmune hair loss condition called alopecia areata. Just before lockdown, the clinic was also doing Ccca test, which is a DNA test that comes up with personalised treatments for hair loss based on your genetic profile. It's based on 50 studies across the world, and it's been introduced to many countries across the world, but only came to the UK last autumn. So unfortunately, just before lockdown, I just started doing this test and had to stop it, but now I'm sending the kits out to people and doing the tests virtually, which means that you lose quite a bit of information there. So I had to work around it. So there were no longer face-to-face appointments, and started to ask people when they booked a consultation to send in pre-consultation photographs. So I'd ask them to take pictures of their hair from the front, the sides, the top and the back. And you can actually get quite a lot of useful information about what the hair loss condition is likely to be. I would then do a 30 to 60 minute consultation on Zoom to look at the story of the hair loss and anything else that might be relevant. They've had their family history, nutritional history, hair care practices. Then I would send them a summary of my recommendations by email, follow them up in about 2 to 4 weeks, and then the plan is to track their progress in about 6 to 12 months, because it normally takes that amount of time to start to see real changes. Now, as I mentioned before, Black people and Black women experience the same hair loss conditions as everybody else, but there are some hair loss conditions that affect women of African descent more. So traction alopecia is one of those conditions, and that's basically due to repeated low-level pulling of the hair at the roots. And this is a classical appearance of traction alopecia. And we've got what we call the fringe sign, where you've got that line of hair that's left. And a lot of women reached out to me with this condition because they weren't able to get their weaves refreshed. And so I was able to give them advice on that. What was also great about, one of the positive things about lockdown, because even though there was lots of sad stuff going on, people came together and really started to educate and collaborate really effectively. There was a website called Africa was launched, based in Africa, aimed at physicians in Africa, but there was lots of useful information there that's relevant to people of African descent all over that's about traction alopecia and other issues that affect people of African descent, which I would commend you to have a look at if that's a condition that you're concerned about. Another condition that affects people of African descent more, particularly women, is a condition called Ccca, which stands for centrifugal cicatricial alopecia. And this is a scarring form of hair loss, which means it's potentially permanent. It's thought to affect about 5 to 6% of women of African descent. It needs to be identified early because it can start off as a small patch, which gradually increases over size. And once you're to this size, there's really very little you I've just this. Hair loss is permanent. So early access to the right kind of advice is really important. The other positive thing about lockdown was connecting with people that I hadn't connected with before. So I was able to connect with Deja Ayodele from the Black Skin Directory. She basically has a website which has collated all the clinics across the UK which have got expertise in black skin. And we had a chat, and she encouraged me to write some articles for her website, which are on the blog. And really, in our conversation, we reflected on the fact that there is still a long way to go with black hair care in this country from the medical point of view. Speaking as a doctor, I've been at many meetings where when the topic of black women's hair comes up, somebody always launches in with a comment about how infrequently we wash our hair. And then it distracts from all the other things.
Right, sorry, Ingrid.
She also was fantastic in.
Hi.
Yeah.
Ingrid, darling, sorry.
Hello.
Hi, is the presentation?
Can you hear me?
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah. Hello.
Yes, I can finish now if you like.
Thank you.
No, tell you what, I'll finish now and pass over to the next one. Yeah? It's okay?
Yeah, thank you, Ingrid. That was, sorry to rush you. We had slight technicalities and we've got so many speakers to get through, but thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge. And I think the way in which this whole black hair rocks is like a phenomenal, and we're probably going to have to do a part 2 because, you know, you're just an entity in itself. So thank you so much. So I don't want to be rushing you, but I think we're going to be doing a part 2 of this because there is just, it's just such a big topic, such a big issue. And I know there are a lot of women suffering with all sorts of different hair conditions. So thank you very, very much for that. So I'd like to move on to Paris.
Hi, everyone.
Good Hair Company. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Joan and Ingrid. That was a really, really amazing presentation. I feel like I learned so much myself and that was really great. So I hope everyone took really great learnings from that. And thank you, Joan, for having me and everyone for having me today.
You're very welcome. I've got a quick question that I wanted to ask you though.
Okay, hit me.
So what I want to know is, why is my hair thinning?
Okay.
I know I'm maturing beautifully.
Yes.
Why is my hair thinning? Can you share with us?
Yes, of course. So I think thinning hair is a really, really topical subject. I saw loads of comments in the chat asking, why is my hair going dry? Why is my hair thinning? And there's so many different factors that can really contribute to why your hair is thinning. It could be your diet, it could be traction alopecia, as Ingrid brought up. It could be a vitamin D deficiency, which is really common amongst Black women. It could be stress with the hormone cortisol, or it could just be aging. So I think one of the things that is really, really interesting that I've learned is that our hair diameter changes as we get older. So hair diameter kind of relates to the thickness of the strands of your hair. So if this changes, it can give you the appearance of thinning hair as well. So for men, this happens a lot earlier. Men's hair reaches their peak diameter in their late teens. So this is around the age of kind of 18, 19. But for women, this actually happens when they turn in between the ages of 40 to 45, that their hair reaches their peak diameter and then it drastically drops after that. So their hair appears a lot thinner, a lot more brittle and a lot more dry. This has a lot to do kind of like with the lipids on the scalp, and also it is related to menopause as well. So that kind of restricts the amount of nutrients going to the hair and can reduce the diameter of the hair cuticle, which is like the outer layer of a hair strand. So I think it's kind of important to remember that your hair works in stages. So there's 3 stages of your hair's growth. There's the anagen stage, which is kind of the longest stage. I think anywhere between 85 to 90% of your hair will be in the anagen stage. And this kind of contributes to how long your hair is actually growing. This is just the growth stage, followed by the catagen stage, which is kind of the dormancy stage, and then the telogen stage, which is where your hair comes out. So in terms of kind of your hair falling out around the edges, as with traction alopecia, if your hair is kind of in that catagen stage or even in the anagen stage, you're basically pulling out your hair from the root where it's supposed to be, and it can actually be pulling out the follicle, which can be really damaging. Oh, someone just asked, how is vitamin D absorbed in in the body in order to help thinning hair. So basically, vitamin D is a really, really important kind of vitamin. It really helps to contribute to the growth of your hair and the overall health of your hair. But as Black people, we are vitamin D deficient. This is because the melanin in our skin and in our blood and in our body can stop the vitamin D coming from the sun being absorbed by our skin. So a lot of the time we will have to turn to probiotics or multivitamins to make sure that we're actually absorbing that vitamin into our bloodstream. But I think also when it comes to thinning hair, for me, I kind of feel it's definitely about the ingredients. So I haven't really spoken much about my business, but my business is called That Good Hair. And what we do is we create customizable hair care products for men and women with wavy, curly or coily hair. Here are some of our products, but what you can do is you can actually choose the ingredients that go inside of your hair. And for me, the reason that I believe that ingredients are kind of the most important part of the process is that if you know that you struggle with hair growth, then you can choose peppermint because peppermint is proven to stimulate the scalp. You could choose lavender, or you can choose ylang ylang essential oil for your scent because it can help defeat brittle and dry hair. There's so many different amazing benefits from ingredients. And so for thinning hair, I believe that it's really about the omega-3 oils, making sure that you're getting that chain of fatty acids into your hair. And also that there have been studies done on this. So for hair loss, for thinning hair, there was a study on the consumption of pumpkin seed oil. This was on a study of men, I think it was for 3 or 6 months, and it found that hair growth increased by 40% on these people. It basically, what pumpkin seed oil does is it inhibits the hormone, which is DHT, which can cause hair loss and cause hair thinning as well. So by making sure that you increase your consumption of these amazing oils and the amazing nutrients around us, our food, what nature provides is what our body needs. And I truly believe that making sure that you keep up your diet, making sure that you eat a lot of fish and things that have natural omega-3 oils, vegetables, drinking water. I think when I mentioned that stress can have a big impact on thinning hair, it's because when your body is under attack, be it by an illness, so like COVID-19, or be it by stress or any of these things that can take a toll on your body, your hair is almost like, according to your body, it's the least important asset. So when something else is going on somewhere else, your body will send the nutrients, the water, all of the resources to that other part of your body and will restrict it from the hair. And that can cause an issue as well. So as you're getting older, you will find that you are more prone, you're a bit more vulnerable and a bit more prone to illnesses. And this can actually take a toll on your body and on your hair as well. I've kind of rushed through everything, but please check out our website, thatgoodhair.co.uk, if you want any customizable hair care products. But yeah, thank you so much for having me, everyone.
Thank you, Paris. That was amazing. And please post your, contact details, etc., into the group if anybody wants to purchase any of your wonderful, wonderful products.
Thank you so much, Jan.
Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure having you on the platform. So I'm going to be moving on to our next fantastic speaker. Well, does he need an introduction? Mr. Derek the Cutter Clement. And I know you're in the house, Derek, because I've seen you. Where's Derek? Derek, are you there?
Derek's on mute.
I'm talking, but he's on mute.
I'm mute. I'm good. I'm here. Right, Joan, thank you very much. It's a wonderful platform, great initiative, absolutely loving it. Ingrid, thank you so much. Great information from a doctor's point of view. Paris, you're overwhelming, fantastic information. So you've educated the platform, you've educated us with all the statistics, lots of diagnoses. What I will say, though, let's keep it very simple. Paris talked about nature. That's our philosophy in Share Moist 9. Rudy Page and I are the co-founder of Share Moist 9. And we focus very simply on plant-based extract for our product line. We also have this amazing thing where we tell our clients, do not shampoo your hair too many times. Of course, I'm not referring to people who have relaxers who need to neutralize their hair maybe 3 or 4 times. But on a normal day, and the reason why I'm saying this, Joan had asked me to talk about detangling. It's interesting. Let me just quickly say, Marcus Garvey must have known this question would come up. So Marcus Garvey said, do not worry about the tangles in your hair, but the tangles in your mind. But the reality is, Black women hair tangle very easily. And the reason for that, guys, is because a lot of the times, depending on the shampoo you use, the sulfates are really your worst enemy. Do not use any shampoos with sulfates or parabens. So the Shea Moisture range provide a very simple solution for that. We provide a shampoo, plant-based extract, the famous Jamaican black castor oil, tons of nutrients in there that the hair needs. So once we shampoo the hair, we recommend once. The rest of the shampooing procedure should be moisturizers, should be conditioners. So we've introduced the co-wash. And the reason why that's important, the co-wash continues to cleanse the hair, but it's creating that balance. It's creating that pH balance. So the moment your pH balance shifts to one end of the pH scale, the hair can be very dry. Or if it reaches to the other end, it can also be very dry. So let's keep that pH balance normalized. And the reason that can only be had by using moisturizers. So there's 2 great moisturizers. We have a wonderful thing called the hair mask, which is this, and the co-wash. And so our philosophy is at Shea Moisture, 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 hydrate, 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 nutrient. Paris talked about nutrient from nature, and our ancestors told us focuses on things that's indigenous to you. And what's indigenous to us? Castor oil, shea butter, Jamaican castor oil, coconut oil. All these are wonderful nutrients. But another thing that you should also not to ignore, if you can consume, as Paris alluded to, all about diet. If you can consume the oils, it's even better because hair grows at a cellular level. We must not also forget the holistic lifestyle. I think Joan talked about this, and also Ingrid. It has to be approached holistically. You've got to be balanced. You need to be spiritually, physically, and psychologically balanced. It's crucial that we have the balance. But for me, the simple answer is, guys, is using a very simple procedure and regimen for your hair that's not going to dry your hair out. And anything you use on the hair should be plant-based, and it must be indeed from our country of origin, whether it's Africa or the Caribbean, nothing else. I'm going to keep it very simple, Joan. At the end of the day, there's lots of speakers, lots of people, lots of great things coming up. But the Shea Moisture product range is the answer. Also for the guys, men also suffer from dryness as well. Rudy Page asked me a wonderful question about his son and the infection he gets in the scalp. We have a wonderful range called K77. Men sometimes suffer dry scalp, detangled scalp. I've got a massive beard. My beard needs to be moisturized. I use our K77 range, which is, again, a moisturizer for the beard that makes a massive difference. So guys, what we need, women, what we need, the queens, what we need, 3 fundamental things for hair. I'm not going to go into the politics or the history of hair. Black hair is great. It's a wonderful phenomenon. We know what it's all about. I'm not going to compare our hair with any other hair types. We have a wonderful thing in the Caribbean that talks about go about your business, minding your business. I don't care whether it's a 4C or 4B or 4E. It's hair at the end of the day. And what you need to do, 3 fundamental things: hydrate, moisturize, and nutrient. You eat well, you eat the right things, lots of oils, the B's, as Paris alluded to, the omega fatty acids, and 3, 6, and 9, which is important, not just the 3, and essentially moisturize, hydrate, and nutrients. So you need, crucial. Keep it very simple, guys, no complications.
Fantastic. And it really is, if you just do some basic stuff, Yeah, and pull it together. It will just work. Basically, it's almost like you just go back to your roots, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely, Joan.
Forget all the chemicals, etc. Just basic, like you say, castor oil, etc. It's just so basic.
Again, it's empowerment, isn't it? I mean, we talk about, in our company, we talk about trust. Back in the day, we took our trust to somebody else. We trusted other people with our hair. We left our mothers, we left our grandmothers, we went to somebody else looking for answers. We know who these people are. They don't have the answer for our hair solutions and our hair quandaries. Thank God the natural movement came in. The natural movement simply means that we've reclaimed our hair. We are starting from scratch. We are leaving our hair and we are moisturizing, hydrating, and adding nutrients to our hair. That's a gorgeous thing. What we do after is entirely up to us. If the hair is natural, as a matter of fact, you can achieve a plethora of styles with the hair. You can blow dry natural hair dead straight, and it's going to return to its natural state. If it's relaxed, of course, the hair is gone, it's damaged, it's lost its elasticity, it's not going to go back. So the natural movement is, in my opinion, a fabulous movement because it's all about your cultural self-esteem. We feel a lot better. It empowers us. And that's, I hope it stays forever, actually.
And that's why it was so important to have this kind of conversation, because once you've got that particular hairstyle and you've fixed yourself up, it's amazing how powerful, how motivated, how resilient you feel. So our crown is so important.
On many, many levels, Joe, because we talk about symbolically the crown empowers us, it emancipates us, it liberates us. So the one positive thing about COVID-19, though it's a nasty concept, the one great thing of COVID-19, it gave us all an opportunity to reflect and look at ourselves again, and perhaps give our hair an opportunity to be left alone.
Left alone, exactly.
So you don't have to go to the man mafia's office to comfort him anymore, or to comfort her, or the ridicule and the xenophobia and the Afrophobia. We are in our home with our families. We're looking after our hair. I tell you, that's a marvelous thing as far as I'm concerned. We've done very well with the COVID-19. Our clients was reaching out to us for information, advice, support, and professional insights. And we kept on sending to them. We kept on posting products after products to ensure that the hair was looked after by us, for us. We manufacture our products. We sell our product to our people. And we train our people. It's called MUST, must manufacture. We use it, we train, and we sell. You can invest in the Shampoo if you wish, because it's us, our product, by us, for us.
Wonderful. Derek, thank you for, oh gosh, I'm just in awe. What an awesome presentation. Thank you.
You are queens with a K. Queens with a K.
Oh yes, we definitely are. Thank you, my darling. Magnificent. Magnificent.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to move on to my next presenter, Althea, Big Nanny's Hair Products. I know you're in the house. I think you're probably on mute.
I was. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Welcome, welcome to the platform.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful head of hair.
Gorgeous hair.
Oh,
thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm really
so pleased to.
Appreciate it. All the way up there in Birmingham.
Yes.
And you see how, this virtual world has brought so many people together.
It really has.
From America, UK, from Africa. It's just the power of social media.
Telling you.
So nice that, I could pull together a topic for us, about us.
Yeah.
We've got this wealth of knowledge in our community already across the world. So it's just so important for us to come together and share, So I'm pulling in all my friends, man. Pulling all my friends to just share their knowledge. So welcome, my darling.
Thank you.
I do have a question for you though, before you kick off. Now tell us, your wealth of beautiful, thick, luscious hair. Now tell me, how does one encourage hair growth and length retention?
Right, that's a really good question, because for me, hair retention and hair growth all wraps around your hair ends, because this is where you lose your hair. you grow it from your head, and your hair, people say my hair doesn't grow. Your hair grows. What happens is it drops off at the end, it chips at the end, because normally the hair ends can get quite dry. So it's about keeping your hair ends moist. So my growing process is, you know, I will oil my scalp. I know some people say you shouldn't oil your scalp. I see the difference when I oil my scalp, and I think my hair does attest to it. If I want to grow my hair, I make sure that my scalp is oiled and I keep the hair ends moist at all times. That's very important. Let me just introduce myself properly. My name's Althea, and my mum, Big Nanny, has been making the hair oils for our family for over 68 years. So I'm not 68, but when I was born, she used the product on my body, because our oils can use on body and hair, and she used it on our body and hair. So I've always had long hair. When I got to in my 20s, I started to experiment with other products, because my friends were, you know, mommy had this tub of stuff with no name on. Everybody else was using Dax and everything else. I wanted to join in, so I started doing that. And what was happening, you know, it was fine for a bit, but after about 6 months or so, my hair ends were thinning, it was breaking, and I'd go back to mommy's products, get it fixed back up, nice and long, grow it down to waist, down to my bottom, tailbone, sit on the chair with me, all that, then go back, try another product, start again. And about the fourth time, I got to realise that what's the point in going elsewhere when the fixer-upper is in my mum's kitchen? So I went back to it. And she's always told me, my mom's 81 now, and she's amazing. And I'm sure some of you there know her. She's absolutely amazing what she does. And what I know is what she's taught me. She's taught me, oil your scalp, keep your hair moist at all times. So if I rub my hands on I don't know if you can see that there's a shine on the palms of my hand. If my hair is dry, there's no shine on it. That you should have a shine on your hands. I keep my hair moist. I don't manipulate my hair. So if I've got it plaited up in protective style, I don't manipulate it until I've oiled it. So I'm going to pull out my plait, just a bit of oil on the hair ends, and then I pull it out. There's a number of things that I do and don't do. For one thing, I avoid plastic combs. I use wood combs as much as possible, wood brushes, just wood everything, because plastic combs cause static, and you find that you're coming for your hair, it will cause static and pull the hair out. And we actually do our combs and brushes all have our names and stuff, so I thought I'll show you that. They're all sandalwood, fantastic for the hair. And of course you don't get the static, so I lose less hair, that's one thing. I wash my hair in cool water, just enough to get the oils out, but cool water, because I did an experiment once just to see, and I used warm water. I used warm water this week, and hair came out. The following week, the hair loss was so minimal, it was unbelievable. So cool water when you're washing your hair as much as possible, because it just stops the pores from the follicles from opening and letting that hair out. So that's how to retain. Excuse me. I don't wash my hair weekly. I don't wash my hair weekly, because if I'm drying my hair natural, it's quite a lot of hair, it takes time to dry, and by it starts to come back to itself, starts to regain its length, it's about 1 to 2 weeks. So that's about how much I wash my hair. So it's not a lot of shampooing or anything like that. Derek is right on the money when he says natural products. Our product is 100% natural. Nothing in there but the bare natural castor oil, shea butters, and all the other stuff that's in there. The preservatives that's in the product comes from the natural occurring preservative in the natural oils and styles. Another thing I can tell you is, so when I'm combing my hair or manipulating my hair, I just make sure that it's well oiled. I keep it protected. I keep my hair ends protected as much as possible. because I don't want the breakage. I haven't seen little bits of hair drop off my hair for, I can't even remember how long. So, you know, at the moment I'm growing it. I don't know if Joan remembers, but last time she would have seen me, it would have been back to there. Now I'm pulling it, it's lower waist length. So if I was to straighten this, we're talking that it would probably sit on the top of my bum. And I've been growing it again since lockdown. Started November, but seriously during lockdown, and it's doing really well. The other thing our oils do is it thickens the hair. All that I'm telling you is not what we say. This is what people tell us, because we've just used it and it's just done what it does. But the oil, they tell us it thickens the hair. I am in menopause. You can probably see. Let me get this fan on right now. and my doctor told me that I was in severe menopause, so I actually had to leave work because of it. It was that bad. And obviously with menopause, one of the things that goes with it hand in hand is thinning of hair loss. Well, my hair tried to do that and I combated it. Protective styles using the oil to stop it from breaking and keeping it nice and thick. So I do have a lot of thick hair and I do put it down to our products. A great protective style is braids, and you know, putting braiding hair in. If you're using braiding hair, quick tip, wash it before you use it, especially if you use braiding hair that itches your head. There's chemicals that they use with it. Wash it before you use it. Put it in your scalp, perhaps cane row the front, box braid the back. Don't box braid the front because it's just too pulling on the hairline. Oil your scalp. The main thing is oil those braids. If you have braids, oil your braids. If your hair is in that braid, oil the braid. When you take out that oil after about 8 weeks, I've done it, my hair grew 2 inches in 8 weeks, just under 2 inches in 8 weeks. I oiled the scalp, oiled the hair, oil the braids down to the length of my hair and just a bit past. And when I pulled out my hair was wavy, beautiful. I didn't go and wash it, I went out because it makes it really nice and soft and really nice and wavy. You're not running to the bathroom with frizzy hair. And what happens is when you don't oil those braids with your hair in it, what happens is it breaks. So you've grown your hair 1 inch, 2 inch, whatever, you lose it within a week, within 2 weeks, because it's been dry for how many weeks because you've not been oiling the braids. So that's definitely a tip there. If you've got any questions, do ask. I'll be happy to answer. I think the details are my phone number, the website that we have is all there, Big Nanny's Hair Products. You're welcome to jump onto us. Welcome to get our stuff. We're here waiting for you. Thank you, Joan.
Very welcome. Thank you, Alfie. That was amazing. And your products and your hair itself is testament to what you've been saying, you know, and going down the natural route, etc. You know, you've all been really consistent with the message. So kings that are on the platform, I hope you're making notes. And Alfia, please put your details into the chat. So if anybody wants to contact you, get further information, you're one of the queens to go to.
Can I just say quickly, Joan?
Yes.
Please just make whatever products you decide to get. The trick is to keep your hair ends moist. That's where you're losing your hair. 90% of your hair is always growing. This is where you're losing it. Keep that and you keep the length. Okay. And Big Nanny's thicken if you're suffering with thinning. So that's it.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Alfie.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you. I'm conscious of time, so I'm going to quickly move on to our next host. And we have the awesome Rudy Page.
Good morning, all.
You all right?
Again, fantastic platform. Really pleased. My role in the hair care industry, as I touched on earlier on, was really in the promotion of the brand. So the original Afro Hair and Beauty, responsible for that as a sales and marketing manager for Dyke and Dryden, going way back into the 80s. And good to see Michelle from Wembley, Sapphire Salon in Wembley. I remember delivering products in the 80s. And of course, my current business partner, Derek Clement, has given a great presentation. Everything that Derek said, you'll find on the chat room. So all the links to the products and anyone who wants any free hair consultation, it's on there as well. There's a link on there and you can just fill in the form. It's all confidential. Also, my specific area really, oh yeah, before I go on, is that I've been so impressed with this, Joan. Congratulations for putting this together. It's important.
Thank you.
I think Derek alluded to as well, over the years, I mean, in the 80s, I ran more education workshops for black hair, both for the hairdressers and the consumers. We created events like HairX, which got advice and support too. But what's important for us to understand, within our community, we have the experts, we have the knowledge, we have the insight. And one of the challenges that we have got to do, which I think this is part of the natural renewal, and that's why we talk about women power renewal, is that we should go to ourselves and get that information. It's no point going to people outside of the culture and then being concerned that they don't understand. When we do have the experts in the community, we've always had them. We've had great hairdressers, great people who understand the whole essence of the hair, both for culture, the environments that we live in, what we eat. And as Derek always says, remember, we left our ingredients in Africa or in the Caribbean, depending on which part we came from. So this focus on natural is important, but we don't make any judgments over how women want to keep their hair. We just say, take care of your hair. And I've been so impressed with this platform. We also have a radio station called Fresh FM Radio London. I've put the link in the chat room, and we're actually broadcasting this program live on Fresh FM Radio London, digital station going all around the world. So very well done, Joe. And just finally, the 2 points, what we all say, Derek touched on it. We talk about must. It's important that we make products and we use the products that we make, that we sell them as well, and we train the next generation. So that's our must program. So we have a hair care and barbering skills club for young people, as well as Derek doing the continuing professional development. But it's really important in terms of succession planning and us thinking about those young people. Where are they going to get what we call the 21st century skills? And these skills, especially in this time now, it's about lifelong skills, because we're in a digital world. And what we talk about, the 21st century skills very quickly are collaboration, communication, creativity, and critical thinking. And we've added hospitality and social skills, interpersonal skills, entrepreneurship, because those elements are important for our young people. And particularly as women, we believe that that's the message and that's the support that we need to give for this industry, because the industry is about ourselves. And as we always say, young people, they need somewhere to go. Young people need something to do. Young people need someone to show them how. So that's about mentoring and succession planning. This is a great, huge industry, and it should be translated into economic value for the people who use the products, make the products, sell the products, and as I say, train the next generation. And it's our hair, it's our children's hair. I have 2 daughters, Derek's got 3 daughters. So we do think about this industry that belongs to us. So thank you very much. Well done, Joan. And you definitely need at least another 6 programs. Probably what you need to think about is to run something like this on a cycle of 4 to 6 weeks. And then given the way Zoom is, you can break it down into workshops. I think you should be thinking about March, International Women's Month. We know International Women's Day is around about the 8th of March, but we'll be doing a lot of stuff in March. And March is an important timeline for Afro Hair and Beauty, because that's when it originally started in March 1983. So we dedicate March to doing a lot of things related to women, their hair, information, advice, professional insight. So I think you should focus on that. March is not very far away, as you can imagine. And in this new era, it's important to think about digital innovation. It's important that all of you who've got businesses is to connect to this digital innovation. And we're happy to collaborate with other hair care brands. You go to our website, www.hairx.uk. You see other brands on there, other influencers. We support other businesses like Black Beauty Venus. She's doing very well up in Manchester. So look forward to connecting with you all. And if you want to come in, become a Sheer Moist 9 entrepreneur, just put your details on the chat room or send them direct to me and we'll be in touch. And I must acknowledge Michelle. Yes, great to see you again after so many years. Thank you. Thanks, Joan.
Thank you, Rudy. That was so empowering. And what you said about, you know, young people, there are so many young people out there who are, they're cutting their friends' hair, you know, they're braiding their friends' hair, etc. And they've got some, I've seen some of these young people rocking some styles and I think, wow.
Yeah.
You know, and I agree with you 100%. We really need to be investing in them, nurturing them, because they are the future, you know. And I really resonate with what you were saying in regards to, you know, it's our hair.
Yeah.
But we should be the driving force in this.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Benefit from the economic value.
Benefit from it, exactly. You know, so it's really about us, you know, changing the narrative somehow. So I'm really glad that this platform's come together because there's so many businesses on here, so many people making products, etc. You know, and as far as I'm concerned, one of my mottos is, you know, together we are stronger.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and we really have to come together. So, you know, it's not, and I'm not a person who just talks. I do stuff. You know, and my business partners is also on the platform and love, you know, a lot of times he's be holding me back. No, you've got to think about this, think about it. And I'm ready to just fly.
Yeah. Just fly. You got the wings, just fly.
You know, but
don't forget what I said about March, International Women's.
No. We'll talk, we'll connect after this and we'll pull some more stuff together because to be quite honest, you know, 400 people booked to come onto this platform. I thought, you know, initially we just do like 100 tickets. And I kept getting all these calls. We want to come. We put more tickets out. We put, you know. And then when it got to 400, I said, oh, I think that is enough. So it just shows, you know, how passionate people are about this particular subject area. And I think we're going to definitely have to do some more.
Yeah, we want 1,000 next time. We want 1,000 next time.
Oh, no. Well, you know what? We are such a vast population. We might be scattered, but we are one.
Yeah.
We are one. So.
But you're the first I think you're probably the first to get this scale of numbers within the UK. Definitely. I don't know about the rest of the world. Yeah. And again, the challenge always is for us is to, when we get together, and I'm always saying it, is to agree a consensus on what our strategic priorities are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just reach agreement on that. And then we could then look at, okay, what are the key leadership and management actions that we need to take that we can then translate that into workable plans.
Yeah.
And those workable plans these days is how do you create economic value for the community and keep it within the community without, you don't need to disrespect any other people or other population groups because we live in a competitive free market. So it's what we do about ourselves and with ourselves. It's the key.
Absolutely. And that's why when I put this on, when I was thinking about what could I do, like, because this has really come out of the Queen's Walking Group. I'm thinking, what could I do? And I thought, well, hair, but we're going to be doing other topics. We're going to be talking about, you know, menopause. We're going to be talking about nutrition.
Mental health.
Skincare, mental health.
Mental health is the number one. So the number one going forward for all of society, regardless of your population group, and particularly for, in the UK, African Caribbean people, given the amount of high levels of mental health issues, it is mental health has to be at the center of any movement forward. And the impact that COVID has had on isolation, the impact it's had on young people's education, the social interaction. So all of these relate to diet, it relates to the hair, it relates to how you feel about yourself. So that holistic thinking is so important, but we have to think then act, and we can't just make announcements and copy other people's announcements.
Exactly. Well, a lot of the queens, they know, you know, that's how the walking group came about, because just by talking to my friends, and I know they were feeling isolated, they were lonely, etc. And it's a group of, you know, on the WhatsApp group, there's 75 ladies in the group, and 35 to 40 of us meet every week, and we walk and we do a bit of exercise, etc.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
That is a perfect example of socializing, the interaction which is necessary, that allows people to think and feel better about themselves. Great.
Oh, what's happened here? My screen has gone black. What's happened here?
There's a screen share.
There's a screen share.
Patricia Brown. You're hearing Patricia Brown.
Right, what's happened here?
I guess you can stop the screen share as a host.
Let's see if I can stop this. What's happened here? Right, okay.
Yeah, you can stop, yeah.
I've done that. Okay, right, thank you very much, Rudy. And we're going to talk about it anyway, because you can see how big this thing is.
Yeah. And you're broadcasting live on Fresh FM Radio London.
Oh, yes.
Sponsored by Sheer Moist 9 and K77. And Derek Clement can take any questions as it relates to yours and your family's hair.
Wonderful. Right. Thank you very much, Rudy. That was awesome. And we have a wonderful young woman on the platform, Sophie K. Davis, who's a vlogger and has a YouTube platform as well. And I've asked Sophie to come on board because it's very much about keeping it real, you know. So it's about, you know, somebody who's actually been through a particular kind of hair journey, and she's going to share with you what actually happened to her own head of hair, yeah, and her journey and the products she's used, etc. So Sophie.
Hi, morning, Joan. Thank you. Morning, everyone.
Welcome,
thank you so much for having me. And it's so nice to be amongst such incredible speakers like Paris, Ingrid, and Derek. So yeah, thank you for having me as well. So my name, as Joan said, as Joan mentioned, is Sophie Davis, and I do natural hair vlogging. So I have a YouTube channel, and I'm going to post that in the chat. I'll post a link in the chat. So what I do is I do pre-recorded videos, but I also do hair lives as well, and I'll call it Hair Wash Day. So my kind of journey started like a few years ago. So I'm 34 years old. So my journey started where I was actually using weaves and wigs on a consistent basis. And what would happen is the inevitable. I suffered hair loss. So I suffered from traction alopecia. And literally, I got to that point where I was like, okay, well, I can't actually no longer use those kind of hairstyle in my kind of on my hair. And so what I did was I kind of went on a self-discovery. So I have experience in working in a natural hair salon also. And I saw like literally women with hair down to their backs. And these are all Black women, women with 3 type hair, 4 type hair. So I thought, this is like a few years ago, and I thought, okay, let me do my own research. And that's what I did. So I started my natural hair journey actually this year, January. So that's when my traction alopecia started. because I was doing many different hairstyles. I was telling my hairdresser, I was like, look, the tighter, the better. And that's one of the worst things I could have done. But it's a lesson learned anyway, because I knew that those would cause hair loss. So when I started my journey in January, I actually had no hair at the front here. All of my hair was like virtually gone, but there was hair around here, so I'd use it to like cover up the missing area. And I'd actually sent Joan pictures of what my hair actually looked like, but it's also available on my YouTube channel as well. So I actually used YouTube to actually research how to kind of grow my hair back. So one of the items that I did, one thing that I'd say is one size doesn't fit all. What works for some may not work for others. So I had to do research and see what really worked for my hair type and what really worked for me, because my hair is quite fine. I have fine, high density hair. So my hair's not thin, it's just fine. So that was where I used to think, oh, I've got thin hair, but I don't. So even if I pass a hair dryer through my hair, which I don't use any heat. But as an example, if I put a hair dryer through my hair will just stay in a straight state. So I had to put those relevant kind of practices in place to get my hair growth. So I use YouTube to learn what I could, and I've also read The Science of Black Hair. I've also spoken with Derek and stuff like that. So the things that I mostly used to get my hair back was an item called a Derma Roller. So a lot of people may have heard of it already. I used a Derma Roller to get my hair back, because what was happening, even when I was using like a procedure like with oils and stuff like that, it wasn't working on my hair. And another thing I have on my scalp is I used to suffer mild psoriasis, so I can't leave my hair without shampoo. I have to wash my hair every single week with shampoo. But what I do is I do a deep treatment first. I do a hot oil treatment first, and I use certain oils that I know will penetrate my hair shaft. So I had to do that research. I had to use things like avocado oil, olive oil, and the detangling side is crucial as well. So I use things like fresh aloe vera, and also there's chebby powder as well. Those things detangle your hair. So the detangling and the hot oil. So then what I do is I shampoo my hair. I know Derek mentioned don't use sulfates. Well, I kind of do agree with that, but in a sense I don't co-wash. I hate co-washing my hair because that just gives me the scalp irritation. And I kind of look at my hair regime as though taking a bath. Like you wouldn't kind of not have a bath on a regular basis. It's just hygiene practice. So that's what I did. I put in those certain practices. I also used, co-washing is when you use a conditioner to wash your hair as a replacement for shampoo. But what I do is I do the hot oil treatment first to get those nutrients into the hair. Then I'll go in and wash my scalp, but then I'll go in and use a deep conditioner. So a lot of the times I used to get it confused with conditioner and deep conditioner. So that's another thing. But I put in a certain regime to enable me to grow my hair back. So my hair also is twisted up. So my hair, I keep my hands out my hair, and then with those practices I've been able to grow my hair. I also use things like Ayurvedic practice. So I use certain things that are even in my kitchen cupboard, like to actually grow my hair. So if you look at the Ayurvedic practice, like someone mentioned earlier about the fenugreek and the amla, those are things that actually get the dormant hair follicles and get the hair flourishing. And also I get the balance between moisture and the protein as well, because it's so important to get that moisture balance, but it's also important to get protein in the hair, because if you overdo it with the moisture, you're going to suffer hydral fatigue in your hair. So those are things that I did. And I also, to stop the dryness of my hair, I actually stopped using towels to dry my hair. I will not use a towel on my hair. And then also I do silk everything. I literally use silk, Paris. I use silk on my hair. Even if I'm taking a power nap in the day, I will put my silk do-rag on, like literally. All my sheets are silk or satin. So those are the things that where my hair has just bounced back. I literally had no hair at the front, and then now my hair is actually growing, and I do take supplements as well. So I take biotin, and then you can use MSM. That's another thing as well. I take biotin, omega-3, iron, vitamin D, and I take a balance of it as well. So those are the things that I kind of think are so crucial in the hair, in actually getting his hair growth back. My hair, I've managed to actually grow my hair a good few inches. My hair's twisted up. Oh yeah, I've seen someone saying they use Ayurvedic powders as well. So I use like the oils and the powders. And then I just take inspiration from women that I can see with long hair, because my aspiration is long hair. So I'm going to look to the women that have actually done it. So that's what I do. I actually do my research and look at others that have done it before, but I put my own twist on it as well. So that's essentially what I do. And I just think it's one of the things also, if I'm going to be going out to the shops or something, I keep my hair twisted and in a stretched state, but I do not keep my ends out for the moment, because I know I want to retain that length. And things like the weather, things like that can be a big factor in like damage to the hair, because even in winter it can dry out all the moisture out of the hair. So I like to keep my hair wrapped. I do not put extensions in my hair, even if it's to do braid outs and to do plaits. I just twist my own hair, and my hair's just growing. And yeah, that is fundamentally it. Oh yeah, and one more thing, the scissors. I don't use kitchen scissors or just normal scissors. I get my scissors online. I'll replace it every year. And now I use salon scissors. So that's another fundamental practice. So that's what I do. And I'll put the link into my YouTube channel. So yeah, that's it from me.
Oh, thank you very, very much, Sophie. What is a derma roller? I've never heard of that before.
So a derma roller is like, some people use it on their skin. So Ida has known it to be used for things like crow's feet, stretch marks.
Okay.
I can just hear noise in the background.
Okay.
It's on mute.
Yeah, so the derma roller is basically like, I could get, you know what I could do is I can post a link actually to it, but what it is it has like little tiny needles. It's a long kind of, I can't describe it. I have got it on me as well, but it's a device where you just roll on, and it's got needles. So what it does is it punctures the scalp. You have to use it gently. So it punctures the scalp and gets the hairs stimulated. So literally you can do it from home. I do actually special discount codes with the company that I use, because I approached them and I said to them, look, a lot of people that I've spoken to, a lot of women that I've spoken to that have had alopecia or traction alopecia or different kinds of alopecia, they've approached me and said, you know what, I don't know about a derma roller. So I've said to them, look, can I actually have a discount link? Because those derma rollers, that you have to use the correct one. They're made of steel or titanium. So those are something where it just has little fine needles on a roller, and then you just use it in the areas where the hair is, where there's no hair. And that's managed to grow my hair back in the space of less than 5 months. So all in lockdown. So I can actually post the details to my channel, and then it's got those links to what it looks like and everything like that.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very, very much. And what I wanted to ask, have you by any chance got any, you know, you sent me the pictures. Have you,
Yeah.
I think you can share. Can you sort of like show people, so people?
Oh, I haven't got it. Oh no, that's the only thing. I don't have it on. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll have to send it from my mobile.
Oh, don't worry. What we're going to do, you know, next time, you know, because it's always good to see things. If you see things graphically, then you can sort of like understand.
You know what I'll do, Joan? I'll post the links to the videos where I've got, like, you can see on my thumbnails where I've literally got no hair. So there's one's called the Edge Reunion, and there's 2 Ayurveda videos that I've done, and then you can just see, if you check it out, you'll visibly see the hair loss. So I'll do that.
Thank you, my darling. That's wonderful. And it's not easy because, you know, it's also, you know, the psychological impact of like
100%.
when your hair kind of like goes and it issues with your hair.
Yeah,
so,
can I just say as well, Joan, I literally had to take myself out that mindset of that weaving and wigs and sewings were the way, because I was doing anything to cover it up, but covering up is not the solution. The solution is actually figuring out something to stop that the hair loss, because otherwise you'll end up with no hair, and it got to that stage.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Sophie, for sharing your story. You know, it's really quite brave, because I know there are lots of women, you know, around who are hiding away.
Yeah, it's sad. I speak to a lot of
how to deal with it. You know, the alopecia, the hair loss, it's quite devastating.
Yeah, it is. And the thing is, I think as women, we have to speak from our perspective, because we're the ones that have to go through it. So I think it's so crucial, especially from people that I know that have been through it. They've given me tips and stuff like that, but everything works for different people in different ways. You just got to find and put in a routine, and I think it's all about that routine. And
and that's it, you know, just knowing what products to use.
And getting rid of the towels and the silk. That's the crucial part.
Oh, so that's something that I've picked up.
Yeah, because if you do that, then that's another form of traction on the hair as well.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Sophie.
Thank you, Joan.
Awesome. Thank you, Queen. So what I'm going to do now, because I know the time is upon us, thank all my presenters. You have all been magnificent, sharing a wealth of knowledge. So I hope everybody's been posting into the chat room. Yeah, just sharing, asking questions. And Nadia, are you there, Queen?
Yes, I am.
Thank you, my darling.
Yes.
I know you've been heavily monitoring the chat room for me. Are there any particular themes that have come through? What are our queens? And I'm sure I know there's some kings in there, but it is predominantly queens on the platform this morning.
We have got a mixture. Let me just give you a brief sort of overview. One, it would be great to be able to share all of our Black businesses that have the products, and obviously we're getting that at the moment. So I think that would be a great thing if we had some sort of database for the hair products, so that everybody can go to and purchase and get advice. I think the other thing that's come out of that, a lot of people have talked about maintaining their locks. So those that are with locks, so, you know, that's the sort of thing that I think we need to focus. There's a lot of people that are looking at how do I maintain my locks? And although we have got specialist hairdressers that do that, I think the other part of it is obviously the diet, what you're eating, and what are you putting on your hair to, you know, to keep it moist. Otherwise, most people have been posting really good feedback on the presentation. What a wonderful thing that you've done. I have to definitely say this is the best thing ever in us coming together to look at our own wellness around our own hair. And we do need to take control, as you've said, of what we do. Use of, I thought, yeah, the use of micro towels or air dry. Yeah, so basically we're looking at the condition. Oh, there was about vitamin D, vitamin D, the fact that we've got melanin skin. And yes, we do need to take a high level of vitamin D because we're in the wrong part of the world. So we should be taking quite a high level, up to 5,000. And that's from, you know, the health program. Otherwise, yeah, the feedback's been excellent with, you know, everyone that's been on there. Those are the main things. So,
any particular questions that have come through?
The questions have really been answered, and you know, you've got like the Derma Roller. They wanted to understand whether that damages the skin. So there's the Derma Roller. So really more, your part 2 can maybe cover some of the things in detail. And I think that
does it damage?
To answer that, yeah, so the Derma Roller doesn't damage your hair. You have to use it gently. It's not meant to be used like rough. You literally just glide it on softly. And even if you don't see in, what it does is it takes time and consistency. So if you don't see that your hair's growing in the space of a week, don't get discontented. It took me 5 months to get my hair growth back. So if you're using it, don't go rough on using it. But one of the videos that I've done, I'm going to link it in a moment. That one actually shows how I use it. I just use it gently. And there's another lady that I posted her link in the description of how she used it along with a medical doctor. So yeah, it must be used gently, because what we'll do, if you use it too hard, then you'll cause more damage. And then also, sorry, Joan, one thing, it depends on the size of the needles as well. I wouldn't go more than a certain length of needle, but that's got to be administered by an expert. So yeah, I do the absolute highest needle I can from home, because I know what I'm doing. But yeah, as long as it's gentle.
Okay. What I'm going to ask each of my presenters this morning, if there was a top tip, what would be a top tip you could share with us on the platform this morning going forward? So if something that's easy for a woman to easily incorporate into her hair care regime. Yeah, so I'll kick off with you, Sophie, since I can see.
Yeah, I'd say the key thing I'd say is have a routine. My wash days are detangling. Detangling, shampoo, deep condition, and air dry the hair, and I twist the hair. Also in the week, I do the LCO, or the lock-in. I don't do the lock, I do the LCO method, so liquid, cream, oil. I do that consistently. Sunday is my wash day, Wednesday is my refresher, and when your hair feels dry, use things like olive oil, aloe vera and stuff like that to keep the hair moisture. And I'd say keep the hair up, out, not up, but twist out, or just away from your hands.
Okay, fantastic. Ingrid, are you there, Queen?
Ingrid?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, my darling. I've just asked them, I don't know if you could hear, I was just asking,
yes.
like, each of my presenters, if you had a top tip, what could you share with the queens, kings as well on the platform? Something that's easy to incorporate into, like, you know, everyday hair care regime. What could you suggest?
I would actually say, from the hair loss perspective, don't put braids on after relaxed hair. That would be my one top tip.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Derek, are you there, King? Derek?
Derek?
Derek? I don't know if he's on mute. Paris, are you there, my darling?
Hiya, yeah, I'm here. Derek was on mute. Do you want to go, Derek, because you've taken yourself off mute now?
Right, sisters and queens with a K, I am not going to leave with any illusions that products can actually grow your hair. Products are not some kind of elixir that's going to create some magical formula. The point of products is to ensure that you manage your hair. We have a very simple regimen, which is in 3 tiers. Tier 1, you shampoo, you co-wash, you condition, you moisturize. Tier 2 is daily moisturizing. Tier 3 is feeding the hair at night times to ensure the hair gets fed and again moisturized and nourished. That's the tip. Keep it very simple.
Wonderful. Thank you very, very much for that. I hope you're making loads of notes, queens. Yes, loads and loads of notes. Paris, my darling, what would you?
I'm back.
Tip?
So I think, as everyone pretty much got from my first talk, I'm obsessed with the ingredients. I've even got ingredients here on my wall. So for me, I think it would really be about understanding the ingredients inside of your hair products and what they are actually doing, and how that can benefit you. So I was using hair products for ages, always sick, and didn't realize I actually had a fragrance allergy. And so that was always making me have colds and stuff like that. So by taking control and actually understanding what each ingredient does inside of those hair products really makes a massive difference. And also it can help you understand that when companies change the formulas of their hair products, why it no longer works for you. It gives you power over your hair and over your hair journey, internally and externally. So I really promote that.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much, my darling. Althea, are you there, Queen?
I'm here.
Wonderful.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, my darling. So what would you...
Actually, I've already given my main tips, which is to keep your hair ends moist and keep your use cool water when you're washing your hair, keeping your head cool. Because I don't know if you know that they've done some tests with people that's going through cancer, and to try and stop them from losing their hair, they cool the scalp to keep the head to keep the hair in the scalp. So that speaks to keeping your head cool. So like we do sleep caps. We've got a couple of different kinds of sleep caps, but they're all single layer. There's a lot of double layer, different types of sleep caps out there, but we use single layer because and our sleep caps are satin. And the reason why they're satin is that it gives you back that oil. It takes it from it, but it gives you back. Cotton takes it from you, doesn't give you back. Anything else takes it from you and doesn't give you back, but satin does. So you could oil your hair tonight, put your cap on. The next day you don't want to oil your hair, or the night after, put that same cap on. Your hair still conditions because the sleep cap's got the oil in. So I really recommend single layer because you don't want your head to get warm. Okay. Keep your head as cool as you can.
Can I just...
Satin pillow slips are great, but satin pillow slips are great, but particularly with our products, they condition the hair, and they do help with hair growth and thinning and hair loss and all that. They do help. But if you wear the cap, your hair can breathe in the loose cap, not a tight scarf, a loose cap. But with the pillow slips, plain pillow slips, what you find is that your hair is open to the elements of the room, the air circulating, so you'll get dryness. Even though you've got that lovely silk pillowcase, what will happen is that you're not getting any traction or rubbing, but the air is still drying out the hair slightly. But the satin, I find that satin caps help, I swear by them. Single layer.
Anthea, sorry, yeah. Anthea, can I just ask a question? Because obviously we're seeing the length of your hair. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
One of the questions in our chat is that what about trimming? So how do we ensure that we maintain our hair, and how do we go about, trimming and maintaining that? Do you trim your hair?
Listen, I was just hoping nobody would ask me that question. Yeah. Listen. My mom, all my information comes from my mom, and my mom grows our hair. If anybody has a problem, she takes them in hand and she grows their hair. advice. I've got customers that will bypass me, beeline for my mom. She will say, like the other day, sometime back, the back of my hair cut, I was having it out all the time. I was exhibiting every single week, every single weekend, and the back of my hair started to chip away. And she told me this was happening and that I need to keep my hair in jungle. So I say, when it got quite bad, I said, oh, it looks like, Mom, we're going to have to cut the back to let it all go evenly. She said, no. Her words were, use the long hair to tell the short hair where to go. So encapsulate your short hair. This is about the mind. This is, you know, I hope this don't sound mad, but our hair comes from our scalp, our brain join our head. We can talk to our hair. And she says, use your long hair to encapsulate the short hair and show it where to grow. Love it within your hair. And that back hair, which was, you won't believe it, some parts of it cut to 4 inches long. My sisters know this and family. This is that back hair. Last November, it was 4 inches.
Okay.
So it works. She doesn't do consultations as such, but a lot of people have been contacting me and asking me if she'll come on things and talk, because she is old school. Her mom was a castor oil maker in Jamaica, and she got the love of it from there. And the products that we use, there's only a couple of things that's changed in the recipe. And but she didn't know that it really grows hair oil. It's people that have come and told us, look at my hair, look at that bowl patch. One lady, 18 years with a bowl patch gone. 18 years with a bowl patch gone. So, you know, it's about it's about keeping your hair moist. People say don't oil your scalp. Oil your scalp. Unless there's any problem with your scalp, while you can't oil your scalp. That's how you avoid the dandruff and all that. Don't use heavy oils, your Dax and all that kind of thing. Sorry, whoever makes that, but no good. You want your natural light oils. Our oils are light and they get into the hair. They're fantastic on locks. You can oil locks if you use the right products, honestly.
Okay, so trimming, you don't trim. It sounds like you allow you allow the hair to train itself. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's true. I trim maybe, I'm going to be honest, maybe once a year. I don't need to have even hair length because my hair is natural. If I had straight hair, if I was straightening my hair and I wanted to go out and I needed it straight, then perhaps I would trim the end. But even when I straighten my hair, I curl it. When you curl it, you don't see hair ends. So I keep it. The only time that I find that I have to trim my hair ends, or people should, is if your hair ends are breaking. But if you oil your hair ends, you shouldn't really have that problem. So I'm using my whole hair to grow my hair. Like I said, the last time Joan saw me, my hair was bra length, where I kept it. I'm now growing it, and as you can see, that's lower waist length. So if I straighten that, that would be sitting on the top of my bum. So I think it works. It works for me, and different things for different people. Different things for different people. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. That's absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Over to you, Joan.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Presenters, you have been absolutely amazing. Amazing. I'm going to let, if anybody wants to ask a question, you can ask a question. I'm going to let 3 people running out of time. So does anybody on the platform want to ask a direct question?
Hi, I've got a question, if that's okay.
Yeah, please go ahead. If you could introduce.
So I just wanted to start off by thanking you. This is just, I mean, this is fantastic. So anything we can do to help expand the group, just let us know. I have a question, and I'm really motivated by all the speakers. I'm from Zimbabwe, and I've recently gone natural, but my natural is a hardcore African kinky hair. My question is, are there any tips to do anything differently because of the texture of my hair?
Hello, good morning. I have a question, please. How do I dye my hair?
Hold on.
If I want to dye my hair naturally.
Hold on. Who would like to, hold on. Who would like to take that question?
Derek can do both
can
of
you
those.
take that question?
Dye. So she said the key thing was natural, and so henna would provide that natural coloring for you. So perhaps you need to use henna then, because that's natural.
And then the point about kinky, Derek, kinky hair.
And you know, she says hardcore. That's cursing your hair. Your hair isn't hardcore. What it may need is, again, as I said, constantly moisturizing, hydrating, and adding nutrients to your hair. Don't love your hair, whatever type of texture it might be. Don't try to change or conform your hair to anybody else, isms and schisms. What you need is a hair regimen, the right shampoo, the right conditioner, the right moisturizer, and of course, as Paris alluded to, the nutrients is going to add internal a balance to your hair by feeding your hair internally.
That's fantastic. Thank you very, very much for that. Did that help, my dear? Whoever asked that question.
And we can give a free...
Yes, thank you. Thank you very, very much.
We can give you a free consultation. I'll put the link on the chat room now, and then you can have a free 30-minute consultation with Derek to go into.
And also, she might need a kit, a Shamoy's kit that will help her to understand how to look after her hair with a system. So let's send her the kit, Baruz.
Would anybody else like to ask? So could you please introduce yourself and where you're from, and then ask your question?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm from Manchester. My name is Tanika.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to the platform.
You too, thank you. So my question is, what would your advice be for like an itchy scalp or eczema? Some products do cause build-up, so I'm just wondering, because sometimes I have to like keep washing my hair because obviously the itchiness. So my question is, what would your advice be just to find a product that would, you know, be good for that?
Could I take this on?
Yeah.
Go on, Paris.
So I think that with a dry and itchy scalp, it's really, really important to make sure, first of all, I know that people might kind of jump to putting oils on your scalp, but oils have a complete different molecular makeup. You need ones that will most likely match your sebum. That is what comes from your scalp and is like the natural oil that comes from your scalp. So putting heavy oils on your scalp won't necessarily help this. It needs to be a lot of hydration and a lot of moisture. So with eczema particularly, I actually have eczema as well. There's a deficiency inside of your skin, and there's obviously skin on your scalp, so that has a play in it. I would really recommend steaming your hair. This kind of helps your pores to kind of like breathe and get some moisture in there. And I would also really, really, really recommend aloe vera. Aloe vera is super duper helpful. It's hydrating, it's moisturizing, it's conditioning. It has all of those really key nutrients and benefits in there as well. And I would also recommend, if you did want to use an oil, I would say use jojoba oil, because I think jojoba oil is the one that's most like our sebum. And you can use that as the carrier base oil and add in a few drops of tea tree oil, which will help to kind of give your scalp what it needs, basically. It helps with the itching.
Also, Paris, very good advice, and I hope she takes it in, but bear in mind, she talked about itchy scalp, so I have a feeling she's using a shampoo that's packed with parabens and packed with sulfates. So what we'll recommend is to use a Shea Moist 9 shampoo, which is very, very gentle, and as you alluded to, lots of moisturizing and of course hydrating.
Yeah, if you are using a shampoo that contains sulfates, you may want to use one that doesn't contain sulfates, but I would still recommend a clarifying shampoo, because as you did mention, buildup is there. So it wouldn't necessarily need to be a co-wash, but a clarifying shampoo that doesn't contain sulfates, so it could contain cocamide propylbutane or coca glucoside, or just a non-anionic surfactant, basically.
Right, very good advice.
Sorry, thank you, very, very good advice. Thank you very much for sharing that. I've got Lorraine Parkinson. She'd like to ask a question. Do you want to go ahead, Lorraine?
Hello, thank you. Very, very good platform. Looking forward to part 2. Mine is, I've got alopecia areata, and I just want to know if the panel's got any advice for me. I've been prescribe a Dermavate, which is a steroid, and they also, the consultant, the hospital, wants to start injecting steroids into my scalp. I obviously, during lockdown, that was a no-no for me. So do they have any advice in terms of where I can go forward? I have got one of those Derma Rollers. I've also bought some of that Regain, which is a branded sort of spray foam that can encourage hair growth. Could I mix that with the Dermavate and apply that? Would that help? Any thoughts? Or any
I'll answer that one. So alopecia areata is an autoimmune condition. It's probably one of the most common hair loss conditions seen in general practice. It normally presents as circular patches of hair loss, which tend to come back in about a year's time. So about 80% of people by a year will get their hair back. But for the unlucky 20%, the disease can be much more unpredictable. So there will be some people who will do worse and are at risk of losing more of their hair. So these are people with eczema, people who get it early on in life, and people who have a lot of hair loss to start with. I didn't get an idea of how much hair loss you had, but presumably for you to be referred to a dermatologist, you've had quite large patches. Would that be correct?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah. So what will typically happen is a GP would prescribe about 8 weeks worth of Dermavate, which is a potent topical steroid. It can come in other forms as well, but often it comes in an ointment. So that's entirely appropriate. The next step would be in steroid injections, which would be done by a dermatologist. They also have very good results. So it's good that you're actually on that path. Unfortunately for some people, that doesn't always work. So there are other alternatives. There is contact therapy called DPCP, but I would advise caution on that because that can lead to a loss of pigment in people with darker skins. And for people who have got extreme forms of alopecia areata, there are even more potent medications which can only be prescribed by a dermatologist. Going on to your question about can you also use minoxidil at the same time, the advice is that yes, you can. I would use them at different times of the day. So if you were going to use your Dermavate once a day, just use it at one end of the day, use the minoxidil at the other end of the day. But that's more advised if you're actually starting to see some regrowth. So often people who get regrowth when they have alopecia areata, their hair might come back a slightly different texture or even a different color.
Ingrid, can you hear me?
Yep.
Right, great advice, great advice, lots of fantastic advice. We do know alopecia areata could be in different areas of the head, and I'm not sure where the alopecia areata is more visible. I have lots of customers with alopecia areata, so I think she wants, and I get the impression she's asking for the aesthetics. That's a lot of medication she's taking. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I don't think aesthetically she needs her self-esteem to be elevated. Would she consider probably a lovely haircut? I've had clients with alopecia where the side is gone completely, but the top is still there. We could do a wonderful fade for her so that she can express her self-esteem as a Black queen, as opposed to medication, right?
Yes, I mean,
where are you based? Where are you based?
That's the positive. That is definitely the positive spin on it. It's a very, as I say, it's a very unpredictable condition. Have a good haircut, good hairdresser like Derek. There are camouflage fibers that you can get like MS hair fibers. And the other thing that I didn't mention from the cosmetic point of view, there is a treatment called PRP, platelet-rich plasma, that has been shown to be to help with alopecia areata. So you can get that from some cosmetic clinics, but the results are quite subtle. Another thing that you could do if you wanted to throw everything at it would be to get a DNA test, the Tricode test, because that actually looks at what treatments are more likely to work for certain hair loss conditions. So alopecia areata is one of those conditions. So it will tell you which kind of steroids is most likely to work for you, and also whether minoxidil or Regain is likely to work for you based on your genetic profile.
Right, thank you very much indeed for that. Where can I can I get through your clinic and that gentleman who had the hairdressers? Is he in this country?
Of course, I'm in London. I'm in West London, Ealing. It's Derek Clement. You can go to our Facebook page, but I'll leave your details on the chat box so we could at least reach out to me. But I'd strongly recommend you look absolutely wonderful. You look very beautiful. And I could visualize a great hair shape for her. And there's nothing wrong with cutting your hair very, very short if you got the confidence.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning.
I've got another question here from somebody
good morning.
for a little while. Faye Lewis, are you available? Are you in the house? Faye Lewis?
Can I ask my question?
Hi. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, if you need to put your hand up, because I'm monitoring those who put their hand up, so it's done.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Faye?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, my darling.
All right, okay. I wanted to ask a question about hair growth because I did put in the chat. My hair started falling out with the menopause. I cut it right down, had the whole shave done, and it's not growing back, and it seems to still be falling out, even at the smallest curly bit. I keep it moisturized. I'm not quite sure if it'll ever get to where it was, if it's simply a problem with hormones. I mean, does hair stop basically growing once you get to a certain age, as it were? I know my mother had really nice hair, and when she got to 60, that was it. So is it hereditary? Is it hormonal? That's the question, really.
Right. Can we give a nice short answer? Because I'm just conscious of the time. Who would
Your hair is like everything else, Joe. It needs to be maintained. Forget about trying to grow your hair long like Big Nanny's hair that's touching her bottom.
No, that's it.
So like everything else, you just need to find a good hairdresser wherever you are and maintain your hair and ensure that it looks wonderful every day. And of course, hair does change as you get older and there's menopause issues, but just try to maintain your hair every day with a lovely shape to ensure the enhanced aesthetics of your well-being. It's very important, my darling.
Okay. Maureen, have you got a question you'd like to ask? I can see you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, my son's got, I mentioned it on the chat already, he's got folliculitis decalvum, and so he's losing a lot of his hair. He's actually on medication, isotretinoin, but also now they want to try a new medication, Dapsone, because that's not working. So I just don't know where to go, really, and I don't want to put him through too much more medication, if you know what I mean. So I just wanted to ask the question if there's anything that you could suggest for his scalp or as a way forward.
Right, we have a range for men. It's called K77 moisturizers, hair foods, and oils. And Paris said it exactly right. If you are on medication, the body somehow remove the nutrients going to the hair and send the medication somewhere else. So if you give us a shout on the chat box, K77 for men. It's a hair food and the hair oil and the hair moisturizer. You'll need to use it on a daily basis to ensure that the hair gets exactly what it needs: moisture, hydration, and nutrients.
Ingrid, is that something you could add to, comment on?
I would say that her son is in the right place, because folliculitis decalvans is a very destructive hair loss condition. So you really do need those potent medications, unfortunately. Right. So I do understand her concerns, but I think he's in the right place.
Fantastic. I've got iPhone next eye. Oh, you've got your hand up. Would you like to ask a question? No? Okay, I've got...
Hi, sorry, it was from before. I've already asked a question.
Oh, you've right, okay. Plush,
sorry about that.
You quickly like to ask a question? So many questions. Plush Ali, are you around? Okay.
Hi, Joan. It's a question
Ali?
for you, really.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my darling.
I only found out about this like at midnight. I got the link for this. Right. And I've been really impressed from the session. So well done you, Joan, because you've brought really great presenters.
Thank you. Thank you.
Something that we've been begging for.
And it's not about me. It's about the great.
No, it is about you, but you brought it together. So thank you so much. So I'd like to share this with so many people. So I'm just asking you for a recording. Where can we see this for others?
It's been recorded, and the way in which, you know, the whole thing has blown up. And I think I said earlier, you know, 400 people booked. There's been issues with trying to get into the chat and people couldn't find the link, etc. So we're definitely going to do this again. You know,
okay.
Talk, and this is something that's dear to us, and it's about us. And whatever I do is always going to be for us.
Yes. It's been really effective. So thank you. Thank you to all the presenters. Well done.
Thank you.
Michelle, are you in the house? Would you like to ask a quick question?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. So Michelle, where are you calling from?
Thank you for this platform. I have a 6-month-old daughter, and I want to know if I want to know if I can start anything on her hair. I don't know. What's your advice to start something on her hair? Maybe a routine or something. I don't know.
Yes.
Really,
yes.
oh.
Go on, Paris. Paris, go on.
That's a really great question. My cousin actually just had a baby, and he is 9 months old now. And at first, she was putting loads of oils on his scalp straight away, and then he got what's it called, cradle cap. His hair started falling out and all of that stuff. And so I advised her that you need to be using the right oils that are high in linoleic acid. I'm sure if you, I don't actually remember all of the oils that I told her to use, but they're more or less lightweight oils that are high in certain nutrients. But they're high in linoleic acid. So I'm sure if you Google that, you'll be able to find ones that kind of match that profile, because of the skin isn't fully developed on babies or toddlers as yet. So that's why it has to be a specific type of kind of oil profile. That's all.
And that's the reason, in Paris, that's the reason why we've introduced, for that particular situation, the healing mist, which is a nutrient that the hair would need. So again, call us if you may, reach out to us. We could send you the Share Moist 9 kit for young children up to adults.
Okay, thank you so much.
Wonderful. Who else have we got in the chat now?
Sorry, could I quickly just say I found the oils that I sent to my cousin. Evening primrose oil, grapeseed oil, hemp seed oil, pumpkin seed oil, argan oil, and baobab oil, if you wanted to use those. I'll write them in the chat as well.
Oh, baobab oil. That's exactly the kill right there. Paris, we have the baobab oil in our product range, and the healing mist is entirely baobab, which has 7 times more vitamins than oranges. So there you are. Great advice.
Yeah, sorry, apart from the oil, should I start using shampoo on her hair, conditioner, leave-in conditioner?
Very little shampoo.
What do I do?
Very little shampoo if you can. I would recommend the co-wash shampoo, a co-wash and the hair mask by Share Moist 9, because you don't want too much detergent. Paris mentioned surfactant earlier on. As little surfactant and as little detergent as possible on that child's hair. All you need is a moisturizer. You can use a co-wash and the hair mask by Share Moist 9 to achieve the result. Keep it very simple and not too much parabens and sulfates.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. That should be all.
Can I ask a question?
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Derek.
It's the penniest job.
Well, first, I was actually probably not so much a question, but I teach a class here in Vancouver because I'm in Canada, and I teach it for hairstylists who actually want to know how to look after our hair. But I start my class with the history lesson from the slave ship all the way through to the Americas and the Caribbean. Because I think it's very important that we also, our current generation, understand our own history when it comes to that. And I would love for, to Joan and whoever else, I mean, we're 8 hours difference. It's now 2 o'clock in the morning for me and I've got to be at work at 9. But really thank you to all the presenters, and thank you to Joan. Is it Joan who put this together?
Yes.
Yes, thank you to Joan and to the doctor, to Ingrid. and to the other, presenters. Really great information. But, if there's any opportunity to be part of the team, if you guys are going to do this again, I would love to volunteer my time and my knowledge. I'm 43 years in this career. Derek and I know each other from Elizabeth Arden, me, and him at Splinters with Winston. Back in the 70s, 77 I started. And so, I just think that, like Derek said, we have to share the knowledge, and we have to really bring it forward to the next generation. It's really hard currently getting the next generation on board with our beautiful career. They don't necessarily see it because their parents, in some instances, don't see our craft as viable. But I'm sure, Derek, you've never been hungry, and I have not starved yet.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you mentioned slavery. If you're going to go down that route, you're right, hair growth and hair loss can be intergenerational. And so all of that can start from the slave ship right up to, the trauma that in my book is called Stress Trauma. So that trauma can be passed on generation after generation. Like Big Nanny's hair, perhaps in her generation, it's been long hair all her life. So you see how that intergenerational situation taking place with her hair practically touching a bomb. So very good point, Michelle. That may be in the next conversation that Joan's going to put on, perhaps part 2 or part 3 of the series.
There you go. Part 3, it's going to be massive.
You're a star, Joan.
I think there's definitely a need. What I'm going to do now, there is some more questions, but I've got a bit of a technical difficulty here. Something's happened to my laptop. So what I'm going to do is I promise you, yeah, we will definitely have a part 2. Yeah, I'm going to go away, reflect on this, and we'll definitely come back. I'm going to hand you over to Nadia and to Rudy a minute, because I've got to sort out some technical difficulties on my laptop. But I did also promise there's going to be a fitness session as well at the end of this. So I just want to thank everybody for coming. It's been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank all my presenters. I want to give you a big clap.
Wonderful, wonderful. Joe, before you go, Rudy had asked me a question about infection. Are you there?
There's something wrong with my laptop, so I'm going to actually probably have to log off and log back on again. I'm trying not to do that.
I was trying to answer Rudy's question about his son's infection. I didn't get the answer because I could not see the question. But I think Rudy was alluding to infections on his son's scalp. So if there are any, so for the guys, if you go into the barbers, we have the K77 antibacterial spray, which is in this event, especially COVID, you need to use some kind of antibacterial spray to protect yourselves and your skin and your scalp. So Brother Ruth, I can't see the question. It's in the former thing, I can't see it. So of course my phone froze and I can't see the question properly, but I think the antibacterial by K77 would work for any infection of the scalp.
It was from one of our participants. So I was just putting the question on your Facebook, but what I've done, I've answered them directly and sent them the links as well, and your telephone number so they can call you.
Yeah, one-to-one consultation.
Yeah,
probably that's right, Zoom consultation. Excellent.
I think it's really important that we also connect all of this with our diets. And, if you are deficient in minerals and vitamins, that also plays a part, because that is what's helping us to ensure we've got a healthy hair. And I've noticed a difference in changing the foods that I eat, going back to our roots and using the coconut oil and all those natural products that we grew up on, plays an important part. And I'm really pleased to hear that the products are now the items that we use, the things that our parents use, going back to our roots. Absolutely love what you're doing, Derek. I will be getting from you.
Well, I love the afro, but I'm glad you talked about sustainability. Yes. Sustainability, our parents use those foods on our children's hair. Of course, as Rudy said earlier on, we left all that to the Caribbean. Thank God we're now using ingredients from the Caribbean, plant-based ingredients from the Caribbean. That's making a massive difference to our hair growth. But you're right, it's all about being holistic.
It's holistic.
That's right.
Food.
Nadia, you made a great point, because the reality is, from between demographics between maybe 30 to 60 years, depending. That there are a lot of chronic conditions around, lupus, cancer, all kind of medications. So the link between hair, diet, nutrition, hair health, self-esteem and well-being, they're all interlinked.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, here in the UK, between the 16th and 22nd of November is Self-Care Week. So Derek will be running some programs around that as it relates to hair. We have a series called Let's Talk, Guardians of the Afro Hair, of the Afro Realm, because it's important for us to understand it's the original hair. And as I said earlier on, we do have the expertise within our community to solve the issues that relate to ourselves, whether it's through the ingredients, the maintenance advice, the professional insight, and it's how we, take care of ourselves and share that knowledge amongst ourselves. So hopefully, well, we will be inviting Paris, Ingrid, Sophie to be part of that, and we broadcast live on Fresh FM, as I mentioned earlier on, which we're doing now. I'm so impressed with it. I just pressed the broadcast live button. So the last 1.5 hours, we've been live on the radio as well as this forum. It's great. Well done. Yeah. Women Power Renewal. Remember that.
Excellent. So
you
Joan,
have the women
Joan
with the information. So those women who don't have the information, who are concerned about their hair, within our own communities, we have the solutions.
What do you want? I'll make it.
And
When they start exercise, I'll go in there.
burdening other people with our problems and then not finding the solution and then blaming them is not the answer.
Can you hear me now?
It isn't. We have the solutions. We have the products. We manufacture the products now. We're using them. We should use the products we manufacture. We should sell them. We should train our young people. As Michelle said, the hair industry is worth billions of pounds a year. Why would we separate ourselves from an industry that can take care of our families, create businesses? The supply chain that's linked to them is huge. So we just have to convince ourselves and not blame anyone else.
And just add to that, Rudy. I mean, look at the knowledge. Look at the knowledge.
And COVID has helped us because COVID said all retail shops need to close for a few months. Basically, that means that we could sell online. Technology has no gatekeepers. So we've got to link the economic value with our hair for ourselves.
Exactly. And don't forget, everyone, that it's Black Pound Day today as well. So make sure that you shop at Black-owned businesses and put that money into our industries.
Exactly. Derek has a great saying, if you're going to march into a Black business.
Absolutely. Just to add to that, Brother Roots, I mean, look at the knowledge on this platform. I mean, brilliant. Ingrid, I mean, so much packed with information. Paris, Sophie, unbelievable. We don't need to go anywhere. We need to just focus on who we are, for us, by us.
We have our own academy. Many people may not realize, but there's a lady called Hyacinth Jarrett who's in Birmingham, and she originally from Jamaica. She had a salon in West Bromwich for 40 years, and her and some colleagues actually wrote a 3-year curriculum for Black hairdressing and makeup. Everything is there from start to finish. And she presented that to us last year, the whole curriculum, 3-year curriculum in our care. And that's why we're dedicated to ensuring that we create a hair care and skills barbering club for young people and also for professional development. So we have all the information. There's nothing new about our hair that is not circulating within our own community and our well-being as well.
Thank you very much for that, guys. This has been awesome. So one of the definite takeaways from this, we've got to do it again.
Absolutely.
We've got to do it again. We are connected, and we can see by the number of people that come onto the platform this morning, we need to talk some more. Yeah. And I'll pull it together again, and yeah, we'll take it to the next level. Yeah, we'll take it to the next level.
I like that line. We need to talk some more.
We do.
I'm going to steal that as a headline, Joan.
Joan, pat yourself on your back for doing such a marvelous job. You have no idea what you've done.
I do a lot of stuff, and it's never ever about me. It's always about, you know, and we're in a pandemic, you know, and we do stuff to, you know, turn a change, as I would say. Yes. Yeah, and I wanted to do, I'm always giving back. And for me, we've got the wealth of experience, knowledge in our community. And I just want to be dragging people in from different platforms when I'm doing different stuff. Come and talk to us. Come and tell us. Don't wait to get to crisis point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Try and seek out the information and the knowledge before.
Prevention is better than cure.
Well, my mother always said that. Prevention is better than cure.
And can I add to that, Joan?
Yes,
going about business, minding our own business.
Yeah, minding our own business.
Yeah, very true, very true. And I think we're in a time where we've had to stop and become more conscious about what we're doing, how we're spending. So, you know, that's one of the really, for me, positive effects of this whole COVID pandemic, call it what it is, you know. Try and see the positives in life. And there are positive things that are coming out of, you know, being in this pandemic, being in a lockdown. Look how many of us got up. I mean, here in the UK, I was up from 5, I couldn't sleep. Yeah, up from 5 o'clock now, pacing, practicing, doing my lines, etc. Because I wanted this to be so impactful. And I really hope, you know, the ladies on the platform have, you know, just gathered that wealth of knowledge, you know, taking your experience, there's all the contacts, etc. So we are going to grow this thing. And when we can go back into normal times now, we're going to put on some stuff. Come and meet the presenters, you know, come and, you know, look at the products, etc. And it will be by us, for us.
100%, darling. Absolutely fantastic.
So what we've now got Queen Mary, because you know that I'm part of this walking group and we always have an exercise session. So Mary is here anxiously waiting. She's charged up. And she's going to put us through a few little gentle moves just to wake us all up in the morning.
Gentle, she says.
A few little gentle moves. So I'm going to hand you over to Queen Mary. I don't know.
Right.
Can you hear her? Can you see it? Oh, you can hear me in it.
There's echo.
Yeah, hold on. Can you mute me? Can you mute me? Can you mute me? Right. You ready? Right, you can. Not a echo.
So, Michelle.
Derek, sorry.
When are you coming to London?
Well, I was supposed to be there in June.
Oh, well, of course, I know. Complicated. Oh, my darling. I like Rudy, I was completely, no, is that Michelle?
I sent you a message on Facebook.
Well, you got to resend it, my darling. Simple as that, because it's been ages. Perhaps over 30 years we haven't seen each other, maybe more.
I left 30 years ago.
She looks younger. She looks younger.
Doesn't she?
No. Canada's been not so bad. I just had my 60th birthday.
Oh, fantastic.
Last Monday. Yeah.
So are you in Canada then?
In Vancouver, Canada, yeah.
Right, so Brother Roots, there is our representation for Canada. We're coming.
We'll be there.
Hey, I sent you a message. That was my question. And I sent Rudy the same message, and neither of you just dissed me.
But blame Rudy for that, because he never told me anything. So obviously,
I sent you your own.
Oh no! Right, so let's do it. No, let's do it. Let's get started again.
Yes, because I would, you know, before lockdown, I opened my salon, this salon now, in on the 16th of November 2016. Went through some stuff and had to reinvent myself. So I decided to specialize in curly. And I've been trying to get most of my clients off the chemicals, as I call it, the creamy crack. And you know, you still got the people who want to relax, and that's fine. I still do those people. But I decided that because of the movement, I would take advantage of it. So as a Black woman, the women with, you know, the type 2 wavy, or the European women, the people of that diaspora, they have curly hair and they were having it badly cut. And all of a sudden, little Black girl became relevant. So I'm like, you know what? I will make this work for me. So
excellent.
I do
business.
Hey, you know what? Guess what? So anyway, so my business now, that is what I specialize in. And I don't have enough product out here. Our population is probably in BC, I don't know, we're probably point something %. We're very small. Most of the Blacks here are from the Caribbean and Africa. And we don't have enough products. We got to get stuff from Toronto and the US. So if I'm
Let us know what you need. Let us know what you need.
I tried, Derek. I did try.
Let's restart the conversation. We have
I'm just giving you grief.
I know. The 211.
There you
go. Marvelous to see you on this edition.
You too.
Really fantastic. This is brilliant.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, and we can see you.
Sorry, I've just got to say, Michelle, you look amazing for your age. Amazing.
I forgot other people could hear me.
Black
you look wonderful. I have to say, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just have to say you look amazing for your age. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know you, Michelle, but I have to say the same thing. You look fantastic.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to get all shy.
Yeah, are you sure? Are you serious? I think you need to check that birth certificate.
Mary, you need to unmute, honey.
Okay, can you see me now and hear me, yeah? Can you hear me, guys? Thumbs up.
Yes, Mary, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can't see you. Oh, can see you now.
Okay, I'm 61 years of age, guys. Okay, and I came in at the end talking about hair. All right, so as you can see, my hair is very short now, but I've gone through all the process with the locks and everything, and I'm so grateful and happy my hair is nice and short now. Okay, so I want everybody to stand. I can't see anyone. Can you hear me now, guys?
Yeah.
Very clearly.
Oh, okay, right, let's go. Even though I can't see anyone, I can still see.
Mary, you're mute. You're mute, Mary.
Your sound keeps cutting out, Mary.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Can you hear the music, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mary.
Wind the waist. We're all family. Yeah? Say yes to me, guys. Hands
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Ladies, watch, and up we go. Follow me. I want to hear everybody screaming and shouting.
Yeah!
Everybody shouting,
Yay! Woo! Woo!
Yay!
Yay!
Woo!
Wonderful, wonderful.
Come on.
Is that part of the heritage?
Come on.
Mary, you've gone on mute again. You've gone on mute.
Here we go. Can you see me? Say yes. Everybody say yes.
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 Yes. Mary, can you move
Yes,
your
yes,
camera
yes.
down just a little bit so we can see what your waist is doing?
Oh my word.
Yes.
Wind the waist. Can you see my waist?
No.
Follow me. Can you see me now, guys?
Yeah.
Lovely. Keep moving. I can still see you all. Wait.
Yeah, that's better.
Come on, get down. Get down. Get down. How are your legs? Everybody okay? Scream at me.
Ow!
Scream at me.
Yes.
You screaming at me?
Yes.
It hurts.
Yes, man.
Yes. But when we scream, we can't see you.
That's the thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm 61. We got to keep moving, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Keep it up. Keep those arms. I know you're not going to like this bit, but here we go. Here we go. Arms in. Keep those arms in. Everybody count down. I want to hear you counting. 10.
9.
9.
8.
8.
8.
7.
7.
6.
5.
4.
3, 2,
4.
1.
Give me another 10.
10.
9, 8, 7, 6.
5. 4. 3. 2.
2.
1.
1.
Give me another 10.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
2.
1.
In we come. Up, 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 up. Out, 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 out. Press, press, press. Give me 10, 9. Let's keep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Another 10, 10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
10, 10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In, come on, arms in. Down we go. Up, up. This is a big one now. 30 seconds, count down. 30, 29, 28, 27.
26,
25,
24, 23, 22.
90, 80, 70.
Hear you.
15,
14,
13,
12, 11, 10, 9,
8,
8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yay!
Work on those legs. Let's work on those boomsies. Come on. Squeeze.
Who's Mary?
Squat. Squat it out. Squat. Hold it here. Squat down. Squat down. Squat down. Squat down. 10, 9, 8,
7,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, 10 more. That's what I do in my classes. Challenge yourselves. 10, 9. Ten more, guys. You've gone quiet on me. 10 more squats. I can't hear you. 10. Speak to me, guys. Speak to me. Give me 10 more. Hold. Watch my hand. Hold it down. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Hold it here. Do not move. Do not move. Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. Do not move, guys. Stay with me. Squat it down. Stay down. Stay down. Do not move. Stay down. Stay down. Do not move.
You won't get no spot because it keeps cutting out when you're talking. So it's moving you. It's all right. Okay. So just do everything, yeah?
You lot must be saying, oh, that woman is wicked. My legs are burning. But watch me. Your legs must be burning. Come on. Down, down, down. Up we come. Shake it out. Shake it out. we go. 4. How we doing? Oh, I do love you all, guys. Stay with me. Here we go. Squeeze. Squats. Come on. Hup. Hup. Come on. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. Come on. Down, 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 down. Come on. Down, down, down. Beautiful, guys. Keep smiling. Hold, hold, hold. Pump it out. Come on. Squeeze. 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 I'll just show you my top half. Come on, up we come. Hup, 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 hup. Come on. Lift. 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 In front. Hup. 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 Come on. Squeeze. You may not be able to hear me, but you can see me. Up. Up. Up we come, come on. This is the last one. Yeah. Yeah. You're working hard, yeah. Come on. Watch me, watch me. Come on, come on. Whoop. Keep moving, keep moving. Keep going. You all must be saying, oh my goodness, my arms are killing me. But it's good. Keep it going. We're nearly there. Push it. Challenge yourselves. Motivate yourselves. Come on. Challenge. 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 8 up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. 8 more, 8 more, 8 more. 8, 7. Keep going. Come on. Don't drop those arms. Do not 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 drop those arms. Did I say drop the arms? No, come on, keep moving. Did I say drop the arms? Did I say drop the arms? Did I say drop those arms? Did I say drop those arms? Come on, we're nearly there. Come on, in front. Work those chest muscles, work here. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's it. Wonderful, guys. Wonderful, wonderful. That's it. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Well, I hope everyone's all right. Apologies, as you can see, woo. But I hope everyone has enjoyed the little session. Yeah? I can't hear anyone. No, okay. But I hope they can see me. Yeah? And I hope we can enjoy next time. But just to fully go through, when we do this again, I shall introduce myself correctly. Back say, my name is Mary Princess. But yeah, lovely, lovely to meet everyone and see, yes. And then we're going to get our lovely Joan back, our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hello. Are you sweating? You sweating, Yvonne? Look. Oh, I can't hear them. But it's lovely to see everyone. Okay.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you see me? No, don't worry. What's happened here? Hello? Hello? What's happened? Oh, what's happened here? Hi, can you hear me, everybody? Can you see me? What's happened here? What's happened?
Yeah, we could see you and hear you.
All right, okay. Hi, everybody. Well, it just leaves me to say, to end the session, thank you all very, very much for coming on board. We will definitely be doing this again. And I want to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Saturday, wherever you are in the world. And we're connected now. We're definitely connected now. So take on board all the advice about your hair, what products you need to use, what regime you need to put in place. And I'm a holistic person. That's why I've always got to have a bit of fitness, because I like to shake it up. Yeah. So incorporate, it's about your diet, it's about sleep, it's about nutrition. Yeah. It's about treating your bodies as a temple, looking after yourselves, loving yourselves and caring for yourselves. So we've started with the hair and we're going to be moving all over the body. We're going to be doing the mental health workshop. We're going to be talking about water, diet, menopause, all sorts of topics. And please contact me. If there's something you think that's really important and you want us to talk about, let me know. I'll pull it together. So I'm going to wish you all a wonderful Saturday. Goodbye. God bless you all. Have a fantastic day. Love you all. And thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. Really, really appreciate it. I can see quite a few of my queens. Maureen Black, my queen, Rose Gale, Patricia, Patricia's iPad, but I know it's my Patricia. Hello, darling. Who else is on here? Pauline, one of my Ascot ladies, because I do Ascot as well, Royal Ascot. Josie, my line dancing queen. Hi, darling. Hi, darling. And of course, I must not forget my fantastic co-host, Nadia, Rudy James. He's been helping me in the background as well. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I know a lot of you got your cameras off. Lorna, Huggins, Lana, Ashanti. Oh my gosh, a lot of my queens are on the platform. Jackie, Alicindo, Joan Todd, queens. Wonderful to see you. All I'm going to say to you, queens, make sure you go out and do your steps. We're doing 20,000 steps. That's the target. So even though we can't all walk together, yeah, you've got to keep on it, ladies. Yeah. Who else is in the group? My God, over 200 of you was in the group. So I'm just kind of like flicking through who I can pick up quickly. Michelle, Carol, Mike, McDonald family, Carol's iPad, Yvonne's iPhone. Gosh, too many to mention, but a big, big thank you to all of you. You have all been absolutely amazing. And my presenters, I couldn't have done it without you. Yeah, I couldn't have done it without you. Althea, Derek, Rudy, Paris, Ingrid, Sophie, all of you. Thank you all. God bless you. And bigging up our fantastic Mary. Oh my gosh, how could I forget Mary? Mary, thanks Mary, thanks Mary, Queen Mary. Thank you all. Thank you.
How do we get the recording?
Let me. I've got all the back bits to sort out. I've got the chat to sort. I've got the recording to sort out, but I'll sort all that out.
Nice one. Thank you so much.
John, put your email in the chat box, please.
Oh,
Could you?
I'll do that now.
Thank you.
I've put it a couple of times, but I'll put it now.
Oh, I see. I missed it. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Thank you ever so much, Joan, for organising this.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it already and I'll say it again. We have got the expertise in our community. Yeah. And it's just little known me. There's nothing special about me, you know. But
I'd like a longer session with Ingrid, if that's possible.
Sorry?
I'd like a longer session with Ingrid. She was just getting going and we didn't get the end of it. I'd love to have a bit more from Ingrid, if that's okay.
Time and it's now nearly 11 o'clock. So
I know, you did very well, yeah.
I'm going to end it, but we will do it again. So get on there quick. As I said, you know, it's 400 people that had booked, but I know some people couldn't kind of navigate the link, etc. But it's pretty straightforward. So yes, just watch out. We're doing it again.
Brilliant.
I've got my phone is blowing up. They're telling me, you know, how awesome it is, etc., etc. And you know, this is about putting ourselves and our time into something positive. Yeah, I'm all about positivity. I'm all about, you know, elevating us, and that's what we need to be doing.
John, please don't go without leaving your email. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, email, please.
Please, yeah.
Oh, my apologies. Let me do that now. Hold on.
Thanks.
Let me do that now before I sign off. I need to go and cook my Saturday soup.
Can we come for dinner?
Mutton soup.
I'm on my way.
So, Ingrid, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sophie, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Derek.
Bye, darling.
Thank you, Sophie.
Oh, thank you, Joan. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Joan.
Joan. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Looking
And
forward to the next one.
Joan, can I remind the sisters, Joan, can I remind the sisters, the book's coming out, Afrodam, at the end of the month, end of November. We're taking pre-orders for my book, Afrodam, Rise of a Pioneer in the hair industry.
All right, fantastic. Right, guys. You've got probably 30 seconds before I end the session. So anything else you want to say? I don't want to be abrupt.
Okay.
Buy the book.
We're going over.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Excellent, you know.
Thank you, Joan. Well done.
Hi,
Thank you, Joan.
Bye.
Hi, Queen.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
Sophie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Nanny,
you.
we love your hair, Big Nanny.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paris.
Thanks, Joan. It was brilliant. Brilliant.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
And Derek. And
Thanks,
you must
Joan.
promote your book next time.
Thanks, Derek, Rudy, Sophie, and Paris.
Althea, I'm in Birmingham.
Sorry?
I'm in Birmingham. Can I get hold of you, Althea?
Yes, just ring me. Big Nanny's Facebook or Instagram or the website. Contact me.
Lovely, thank you.
I love the phone, so I'll talk all day, tell you anything you want to know.
Lovely.
Oh,
Lovely.
I'm going to get in touch with you as well, Big Nanny. This is Denise.
Really,
Bye.
phone's always in my hand.
Wonderful, guys. We all good things must come to an end.
What a shame.
What a shame. What a shame.
It's been so good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, brilliant.
Thank you again, all.
That's right.
Take care, everyone.
Anything else for the chat before I close down? Anything else? I'm going to save the chat now.
I want to do some of that online dancing. I loved it. I need that information. Joan, I'll come to you for that.
Yeah, hook me up. Let me just quickly put Mary's details in here. Hold on. I was going to.
We also need Josie to do hers as well. We haven't forgotten you, Josie.
Right. We want line dance.
Yeah, whatever dance.
What's your number, Mary? Yeah.
I'm writing. What was that?
147. Right, that's Mary. Okay.
Hello, I asked about henna. Anyone got any good henna tips at all, please? So thank you, it's been brilliant.
Should be able to find henna in most of the stores.
But we have tried a few different types and they all seem to just turn the hair browny, funny color.
Get pure henna, not henna compound. Try to get pure henna, not the compound.
Any particular brand?
I can't think of a brand, just pure henna compound, pure henna, not the compound. You may have to go online for that, unfortunately.
Tesco's do the henna, and it's
pure henna, is it?
Yeah, it's in a green box. I can't remember the name of the brand, but it's in a green box down the hair products aisle. Tesco's.
And it does really turn it, make it black.
Yeah, and it's only £5 for the box. It's very good.
All right, thank you very much. Wonderful thing. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Okay.
Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget the book by Derek Clement, Afro
Yes, Derek.
Afrodom. Okay.
Afrodom.
Derek, where is your salon?
Broadway. I'll put it up in the Killing Broadway. Just call me. My information is on the chat, Blake. So just call. Text me.
I know I've missed half the chat. There's so much on there.
Save the chat. Just save it.
Okay.
And save on your laptop.
Just go to Facebook, Derek Clement. Go to Facebook, Derek Clement. All information is.
Or take a screen print. You could take a screen print. You know, just click on the chat.
Yes, take a screen
I've been
print.
taking some photos of.
That's the quickest.
I think I've missed Derek's actually, but I'll check you on Facebook.
Oh, it's on Facebook, my darling. Derek Clement on Facebook.
I will do. Thank you.
Thank you,
We don't want it to end, Joan.
Joan doesn't want to go, does she? She wants to stay. Joan, this is
Oh my God, I've loved it.
Joan, can we get a directory together so that people can stay in contact as well?
Very good point. Good idea.
Yes, there's loads in it. I'm going to go through the chat, but I need to go from a walk now, clear my head, come back, cook my soup, and then I'm going to work again.
Oh, go, Joan.
Awesome.
But you see, Joan, that's the problem, because normally on the Saturday, my time's occupied walking. This Saturday, I don't know what to do with my morning.
I think you can still walk.
Yeah, we're going to go out tomorrow.
One other person. Yeah.
No, I'm going to go out tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, only one other.
Right, Brother Rudes, we're going to the walk, mate. We need some guys in the walks.
Yes.
Derek, is your link Rudy Page, etc.?